Yo, what up guys, beside you here. We have some fresh news to share with you in the raid community. No, these are not speculation, these are facts, these are confirmed information. The first one, you already seen this, is the fusion warm-up, and we don't still yet know which champion is coming or any details about that. We're not here to talk about that. Rather, there is an info deck that was shared with content creators, and that's the one I want to actually review in this video and go over everything that was shared in this one. These are all concrete things you see in the next update of raid. So the first thing is the event dungeon. You know what the event dungeon is. If you're new to raid, you can find it right there. It's currently locked. If you go to your battle dungeons, this is the event dungeon coming soon. It normally has a unique boss with unique abilities. The last time I think we have a mythical champion, Kuroso. The other time we had different heroes or different champions in there, this event dungeon, and it gives us special artifacts, special accessories that are only available during this time that event dungeon is open. So this time around there'll be a different boss coming along. It will be a legendary one. In this video I want to go over the boss's skill. At least we don't yet know what it looks like and all that. Also want to see the artifacts that you might be getting, so you know whether you want to start saving your energy and gems and resources to farm this content, or this is the one that you don't even want to care about despite it being a new boss or anything. And especially the event dungeon boss, whether you want to grab this one, save resources and get it or not. Alright, the first thing you see right here in the event dungeon is the mechanics and skills of the boss, and this one is by a video or a picture that they showed right here. Let me make it full screen so you can see. It's going to be a void legendary boss from the Shadow King faction. This boss attacks one enemy 3 times. The second and third hits of this skill will ignore 5% 10% of the target's defense. So you can go ahead and read all that out. This is a very long read, so I'll not go through all it right now. I want to wait until content creators who have access to the test server actually put out videos showing us how they are beating this boss, because that's the video that guides us how we're supposed to go through this content. Not text reading their skills doesn't really tell you much about them, but sometimes it tells us whether we want to get the champion or not. So I want to see how the event dungeon boss will look like, and whether it's one I want to grab during those that 10x event and something like that. But first you have to figure out how to beat it. If you're beating this event dungeon boss, what are you getting in return? Well, you're gonna grab some in-game resources like new artifacts and accessories. This is a brand new one that is added to the game for especially this event dungeon. This time around we're not getting the other, what do you call this other resource we used to get? Pinpoint. So Pinpoint was the normal one we normally see from this event dungeon boss, right? I think Pinpoint has come around twice, so I don't think they want to give us Pinpoint a third time. I know people won't complain, would appreciate it, the event dungeon coming along again and giving us more Pinpoint artifacts and accessories. So I don't know who complained about that now it's been changed to something entirely different. When I say different, this is going to be the new one called Chronophage Set and accessories. Let's go back to this. I'm not using 2 monitors today, so it's going to be a difficult one for me to record. But anyways, that's the skill of the boss. We already know it's going to be 30 stages. Normally early game players stop at the first 10 stage, 20 stages, but end game players with good gear can go along past stage 20 and all the way to 25. It's going to be normal difficulty, but it's not going to be an easy boss. We hope they learn from the lesson of the last time event dungeon is open, where the boss was impossible. It was that Kuroso boss. It was impossible to get beaten all the way to stage 30. When I say impossible, is most players could not do it. I could not do it, or I couldn't break all my champions build just to get it done. So there are no waves as usual. No wave 1, wave 2 is just going to be the boss and some side arts along with them. That are usually the side arts are the problem. Sometimes the boss is not even the main problem. The event dungeon will be available for players from level 6 and higher. It will start on the 21st of August. So that's going to be tomorrow. And it will end on 9th of November. So you have some time to farm these new artifacts and accessories if you like it. So it's not something you have to rush immediately and do. Whenever you are not going for a fusion or you don't have anywhere to spend resources on, you can go spend it in there. Let's see what you get. You know the name already, but let's see what it's all about. This new gear set for this event dungeon. By raiding this event dungeon, you will get some nice rewards, among which is a brand new Chronophage. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Chronophage set that consists of a 9-piece just like all this other one you see right here, a 9-piece, and the more pieces you can match up with it, 2, 3, 4, the more stats you will get. So the first 1-piece set is just going to give you a 10% HP. The second piece 2-piece set is going to give you plus a 40 resistance added to your champion who currently has this artifact set on him. It could be a weapon and a banner, it could be a boot and a shield, however you want to mix it up. Now for a 3-piece, it adds 5 speed to you, 5% speed. For a 4-piece, this set will give starts the round with a immutable stack. That's a new name I've never seen before, immutable stack. I'm sure they're going to explain what that immutable stack means, right? For a 5-piece, it gives you a 15% HP. So this is for tanks, or this is for, it's not giving accuracy, just resistance, speed, HP. So it feels like something that will be beneficial to tanks. Starts the round with 2 immutable stacks. So the allied with this artifact set will have that immutable stack on them, just like Stone Skin that starts with 2 stacks of stone, 2 tons. Remember, stacks is not the same thing as tons in raid. So 7-piece will give you a 40 resistance added to your ally. 8-piece, which is kind of hard for most players to build their champions with a full 7, 8-piece or 9-piece set, but most players would stop at the 6-piece set that activates that 2 stacks and forget about the other stats. But for a 9-piece, it gives you up to a 3 immutable stack. What is this immutable? That's the next thing I want to know now, and that's also what you were wondering about. There's a long grid right here that explains what immutable is, but again, if I don't see it in battle, I might not understand it clearly, but I'll still go ahead and read it a little bit. The new gear set introduced a brand new effect, Immutable Buff. It will reduce the effectiveness of any attempt to increase its cooldown on a champion. That's the short explanation. It will reduce the effectiveness of any attempt to increase a skill cooldown on a champion. If you try to increase the cooldown of my tank, if he has 1 stack, it will not work. If you try to reduce his cooldown by 2 and my champion has 2 stacks, he's not going to have his skill reduced. So I'm thinking most players will want to put this on a damage dealer, but it has HP, no attack, no crit rate, no crit damage. So who is going to benefit from this? The question is, which tank on my team am I trying to not have their skills reduced? That's the tank, or that's the champion that you want to build this immutable buff with. A brand new buff. It will reduce the effectiveness of any attempt to increase a skill cooldown on a champion. I'll give you an example of a champion who does skill cooldown, which is going to be what? Mythical. Right there. So when she takes a turn, she tries to put the enemy's skill on cooldown, right? Decreases the cooldown of an... This is for ally own. You also decrease the cooldown of this champion's skill. Where is it? Increase the cooldown of enemy skill. So if she tries to increase the cooldown of enemy skill and they have this immutable stacks, her own does it for 3 turns. So if they have 3 stacks, she was only going to, the immutable stack will just be gone to exchange it for it, right? But if they have 2 stacks of immutable, that means they build a 6-piece set of immutable and she takes a turn, their skills will only be reduced by 1 turn. I think that's the best way to explain it right here. So I don't know how important this artifact set will be in raid, especially in PvP content, but it feels like this is going to be a good one for PvP. I don't know if it works against bosses also. If I have immutable stacks on me, can the bosses put my skills on cooldown? That's also something I have to consider also. Yeah. I'd love to see it in battle and test it out to see how it actually works before we know for sure. But you can read all the other rest of information they have to say about this new immutable buff. That's the how many information right now. The event dungeon that is coming, the gear set that is coming with it, and the boss. Now for the final one, if you scroll down right here, relics are also coming in this new update of raid. And this new, 8 new event relics are coming right here from 2 mythical relics to 2 legendary ones to 2 epic relics and 2 rare ones. This time I like the way they make some rare relics useful for players who don't have access to the mythical and legendary ones. It's still a good one that makes you still want to chase after them and at least summon them. So that's a good one. I don't know what they do yet, but I'm sure we're going to find out soon enough. If you go through all of them, this is the rare one. Take a read. I'm not going to break it down in this video yet because I just wanted to give you the news of what's coming right here. The epic one is going to be Exuza's Totem and Saint Xavier's Tribute. When we test it out, when we see it in battle, that's when we can begin to tell which ones are the best one. But sometimes you can just read the stats, read their description and tell that this relic is going to be crazy good for one champion or the other. Now the next one is going to be a legendary relic right here called Last Laugh Amulet and Mask of Disquiet. And that's what it does. And finally, the mythical one that is impossible for most players to obtain, especially only to those endgame players who are really high levels or can fight this content at a higher level, or it's going to be available throughout this event dungeon time. So maybe there are other ways to pick up the relic crafting material for this one. So there you go. Stars of Jinang and Zibia's Servitude. So that's the two big information that is dropping right here, or total 4 information that is dropping right now, all regarding this next big update that we are all expecting in raid, because we've seen the fusion warm-up event. We know a fusion is coming, we just don't know what is coming with it yet. So now you know an event dungeon is coming along with it, and an event dungeon boss, which I showed you the skills of the boss and all that. Take a look again if you didn't see it before. So I just wanted to share this little bit of information with you guys that raid dropped in their official Discord right now. When we have more information, of course, that is confirmed and verified, I'm going to share it just like this as we go along. This is no longer teasers. Now we're getting closer to the 21st, and so we're beginning to see some concrete information about this champion that is coming in the game, and of course the event dungeon that is also going to be open, and the new relic and everything that is coming along with it. All right, that's the news for today. See you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily raid content. If you're looking for me, I'll be on twitch.tv/Grizz5D playing Godforge. Yes, I'm still testing out this game, farming and all that. All right, see you guys in the next one. Later, guys.